Welcome to college basketball on ESPN as we have another stellar Atlantic 10 Conference matchup for you tonight in our Friday night showcase as the Davidson Wildcats host the Rhode Island Rams. Mike Corey, Jason Cable in Davidson, North Carolina, as the Wildcats will always remember the run in 2008. And out in front of Section 30 is my partner, Jason Cable. What is that all about over there, Jay?
Well, Section 30 is the student section named after Davidson great and two-time NBA MVP, Stephen Curry. Now, Steph turned pro in 2009, so many of these kids didn't get an opportunity to see the magic in the show here at Belk Arena, but they have gotten a chance to see Jack Gibbs, and I think he has a lot of similarities to the college Steph Curry. Both are great at using ball screens, at depth at attacking using angles, have range to 35 feet, and they have the ultimate green light. Back to you, Mike.
All right, you can see some of the similarities here between the two. And Jack Gibbs is one of two players in school history with at least 1,500 career points and 400 assists. He's been outstanding, leading the Atlantic 10 in scoring right now for the Wildcats and the Rams here tonight in a crucial Atlantic 10 matchup. Rhode Island picked as one of the best teams in the conference coming into the year. Started a little slow, but they picked it up. They've had some injuries. A win here tonight, and they were half a game out of first place trying to track down VCU and Dayton. Davidson, same thing. They want to move into that upper echelon if they can get a win. You look at Gibbs' numbers, it's not just him. He's got a great teammate, and Peyton Aldridge as well. Those two are controlling the scoring in this conference this year, both close to 22 points a game. There they are, ready for action here tonight. It's a blackout inside Belk Arena. We've had some pretty good Friday night matchups already here, Jay. Another one here tonight.
Well, this should be a great game. A lot of implications when you talk about the A-10 league race. This is a very important game as both teams are playing stellar basketball in February, going into the most important time of the year.
Crowd's out in full force here tonight as well. Davidson with the opening tip. John Axel Goodmanson kicks it here for Will McGarity and misfires on a three. Rebound pulled home by Iverson for the Rams.
Rhode Island starting a solid man-to-man. Must do a great job of keeping the ball in front of them and locating the three-point shooters around the line.
This is E.C. Matthews. So back for Hassan Martin. And those two with one of the best combinations in the league. We talk about Gibbs and Aldridge. Martin and Matthews, two of the best as well.
Well, they are. You look at a big inside and Martin, a dominating player. E.C. Matthews, don't look now, but he's beginning to get healthy. That could pose doom for the rest of the A-10.
What a feed from Keyshawn Pritchett inside to McGarity for the basket.
Ball screen defense is going to be at a premium throughout this contest. You must have help side rotation. You can't allow easy baskets in the paint.
You're shaking your head over here, Jay. What about the offense right now for Rhode Island?
Well, it's too stagnant. They look out of sorts, unsure of what to do. They have to get into their offense a lot quicker because when you struggle offensively, you know Davidson can score the basketball. 3-second call there.
Coach Dan Hurley for the Rams, and you know, we talked to him earlier this season. He said, settle down a little bit, try to be a little more calmer on the sidelines and all that. And it was a little bit of a rough start, but I think he knows that they've been dealing with a bunch of injuries. They haven't had their full complement of players, and now they're starting to get healthy and keep an eye out for Rhode Island.
Rhode Island's a very good team, especially when healthy. Without their starting point guard now, but when this team gets everyone on one accord, they're going to be a very dangerous ball club.
Bob McKillop's got the court named after him, and why not? They should. 28th season, 850th game coaching here tonight, all at Davidson.
Model of consistency in college basketball. Coaching at one school for that duration of time and a consistent winner, no matter what conference these Davidson Wildcats have been in.
Matthews gets it in for Martin, and the turnaround's no good. McGarity the rebound.
see Davidson make or miss, they're going to push that ball free throw line to free throw line and force you to get back in transition.
Another entry pass inside from McGarity, who's getting some looks down low, and that feed by Gibbs got knocked out.
You can see the game plan of Rhode Island. They're staying close to the shooters. McGarity's a guy that doesn't show up a lot in the stat sheet as far as putting points on the board. They're going to have to account for him rolling to the hoop, though.
Goodmanson, nice little up and under, and there's a foul. He'll head to the free throw line. Keys to the game tonight, Jay.
Well, for Rhode Island, dominate the paint. I like the last possession. They got the ball inside to Martin, who has to produce. Defend dribble drives. You can't be put in rotation for these guards to spread the ball around for shooters. For Davidson, Jack Gibbs coming off a game where he only had 6 points. So much of that effort was put on Peyton Aldridge, 31 and 13. And also, you must play both ends. We know Davidson can score. They have to prove they can defend, especially when you talk about in the paint.
Terrell picks up the foul for Rhode Island as Andrew McAuliffe checks in for the first time tonight for Will McGarity for Davidson. Rams still looking for some points. That's an offensive foul, and that's Terrell, and he picks up 2 in a row, and he's going to have to come out. Immediately up off the bench is Stanford Robinson, and he checks in for the Rams.
And so much is made of Peyton Aldridge, his ability to shoot the basketball, score the basketball. But Davidson takes pride in their defense, and Aldridge stepping up in that ball screen, moving his feet. The shoulder was dropped. He took it right in the center of his chest, charging call. Wildcats have another possession offensively.
Well, that's the thing. That's what they have to do is take pride in the defense, Jay, because they've got the offense. I mean, they've got Aldridge, you've got Gibbs, you've got prolific scorers. They've got to play defense.
They have to defend, and they need their bigs to step up and man the paint. Do an excellent job on these talented guards from Rhode Island.
Shot clock is at 5. McAuliffe got it.
When you take one look at McAuliffe and Martin, and you understand that's grown man business down in the paint. 2 big bodies banging inside.
Karan Iverson loads up a 3. It's no good. Spinning Pritchett on the kick out. Goodmanson and misfires the 3. Then the crowd is about to erupt there.
So that's Davidson basketball. The dribble drives, putting the defense in rotation. You draw that second defender, have the ability to spray it out to open shooters.
Downton on the floater. Nice feed, nice runner there by Jeff Downton, the freshman from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Finally, Rhode Island's on the board. And he's going to be called for the foul coming up the court. We will step aside for the first time tonight. Just over 4 minutes gone by the first half. Davidson 6 and Rhode Island 2.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Applebee's Bourbon Street Chicken and Shrimp. And Zales. Celebrate your lasting love with gifts from Zales, the Diamond Store.
Atlantic 10 here tonight from Davidson, North Carolina. The Wildcats led by 4 here early in this first half. Hi, everyone. Mike Corey alongside former North Carolina Tar Heel Jason Cable. Good to be with you again for this Friday night. So far, a hot start for the Wildcats. Getting the ball inside. Rams struggling a little bit. What do you have here so far?
Well, when you talk about Davidson offense, they're going to push the ball, make or miss each possession, and 2 guys do a great job of that. Point guard Jack Gibbs, he's pushing foul line to foul line, using this trail screen to his advantage. If you help, he has the ability to throw it back. A lot of times it's going to be Peyton Aldridge. We understand he's a pick and pop type of guy. Their offense is primary break. If they can run these possessions, this is how they like to run it. When you don't help and stop the ball, you allow Gibbs to get downhill and score. If you try to jump and hedge that ball screen, Gibbs can attack, turn it down, put your defense in rotation. The corners are always going to be filled. And last but not least, if you don't step up and switch up to take away, Jack Gibbs, a prolific 3-point shooter, will simply step behind, raise up, and make you pay from distance.
Great breakdown there, and you see that when you have such another awesome shooter out there on the floor in Aldridge and how much defensive attention those two demand.
Well, a lot of times Davidson's going to have 5 guys on the floor that can all make a three-point shot. That makes it very difficult to defend.
Here's Aldridge now. And McGarity, who's back in, launching up a 3, rebound Martin. Martin going up strong, couldn't get it to go, and that will be Davidson possession. I agree with you. I think a moment ago you said it, the Rams are a little slow, it seems like, here on the offensive end right now.
A little stagnant. I think they need to get into their offense a lot quicker. And when you're talking about Hassan Martin, he's the smaller player inside, strong, but in height-wise, he's smaller. He must get into his moves, find the angles a lot quicker inside.
And they take Martin out, and Nikola Kelly has checked in. McGarity's been the guy so far for Davidson, has taken 3 of the first 5 shots as Gibbs is fouled. And that's Stanford Robinson picking up his first.
Rhode Island with 4 early fouls. Talked about Garrett on the bench. Terrell, I'm sorry, on the bench already with 2. You must defend, move your feet without fouling. You can't allow these Davidson Wildcats to get into the bonus early here in this first half.
Aldridge just missed his first attempt tonight. Robinson for a Kelly, and that one off the mark. Good rebound there by Pritchett. Davidson's been playing very well as of late. They've won their last 3, 4 of the last 5. Aldridge battling hard, count that with the foul.
A tough 2 inside. Peyton Aldridge bird dogs this shot, gets his hand on it, gets low and powers that ball up through the contact, takes the harm, steps to the line for a possible 3-point play.
How about on Tuesday, Aldridge recorded his 8th career double-double, 31 points, a personal best 13 rebounds against the Hawks. How good has he been playing?
And he was 7 for 7 from the foul line and knocks down the first one there. An excellent offensive weapon. He can shoot it from distance, but make no mistake, he can battle inside as well.
Matthews, it's 9-2, Davidson by 7. Martin on the bench. And foul on the floor as that was Cyril Langevin, the freshman working inside. Aldridge second in the A-10 and scoring behind his teammate Gibbs.
Well, you look at his numbers just in the A-10, 22 points, 8 rebounds, shooting over 50% from the field, 46 from 3 and 87 from the foul line. This young man is having an excellent season, and the Wildcats have needed it.
Down on the drive again for Rhode Island, and finally makes something happen, 9-4. Just over 6 minutes gone by here in this first half. Look out, here's Gibbs.
You see Gibbs is pushing that ball. Foul line to foul on each possession. You must stay awake, corral that ball handler, and get ready for a lot of ball screens within this offense. The no-look pass inside.
Got it down to McAuliffe, and Langevin picks up the foul.
A lot of times if you're a good guard, if you're crafty with the ball, the roller is not going to know he's open until the ball's in the air. Excellent look-away pass, and Gibbs such a great shooter, a guy that scores a lot of points, but he understands when it's time for him to go and get a bucket as well as making others better. He has fed these big guys rolling to the baskets plenty here in this first half.
They have. I mean, there's been Aldridge inside, on McAuliffe here early on. It was McGarity that got a couple of inside looks. What's been happening on the offensive end that's allowed them to get those interior passes in there?
Well, defensively, Rhode Island is so hooked up to these shooters.
Right.
And you must be, but the help side has to be in position to rotate. A good sign there. Hassan Martin knocks down the jump shot. Careless pass. Tampa Robinson intercepts, but it's turned right back over. Davidson basketball.
Almost got a couple of back-to-back plays as Gibbs works his way in. No. Foul here on McAuliffe inside on a clear out. That's going to be his second, so they want to get him some early minutes here tonight. He doesn't play in all the games, about 2/3 of the game this season, and now he's going to probably have to come out. Well, let's see, he's going to stay in there. Coach McKillop, taking Peyton Aldridge out, and McAuliffe stays in with the 2 personal fouls.
Well, that's a patented Davidson play. That first big, a lot of times when he sees the ball driven towards him, he's going to duck in and try to drive his defender out to clear a lane to the hole. Jamie Lucky on the baseline snipped that one out for the foul.
Robinson dumps it down low for Martin. It was blocked by McAuliffe. What a play. And Davidson works it the other way.
And partner, you ask why is he still in the game? For those reasons. Physically, he can handle Hassan Martin by himself in the paint.
Goodmanson, shot clock is down to 5. And there we go again. And it's McAuliffe for his 3rd of this first half.
Well, the high-low, great pass. McAuliffe makes an excellent play going up high to block that shot. But that's the danger when you lead one of your key players, especially an up-front player, in the contest with 2 fouls. There he sets a blatant moving screen, and now he goes to the bench, a thin front line. Now he sits with 3.
Yeah, 4 minutes and 3 fouls, so that option has been taken off the board here for the first half. And driving in, tough runner there, Christian Thompson through some traffic. Rusty Rigo, a little bit out of control, no foul, and here come the Rams. Robinson on the spin move, rebound McAuliffe. Check out Aldridge. Back and forth here. Gibbs on the step back 3. How many times have we seen him drain that shot?
So dangerous with the ball in his hands. He can turn down the ball screen. He can find open shooters. And if you go under, he has the green light to shoot from anywhere in this gymnasium.
They try to get it down to Martin, and they do. Cross court, Downton for 3, knocks it down.
And you see the adjustment there. When McAuliffe is out of the game, Davidson's going to double each time. But Bob McKillop loves to double from that low side. Excellent find there by Martin, kicking it to the corner for a timely 3-point shot.
Downton has 7 of the Rhode Island 9 points here. The first 3-pointer made by either team. Davidson's 0 for 4 from 3-point range. And Aldridge gets blocked down low by Iverson, coming back on D as we step aside.
Rhode Island climbing their way back in this game. Down 1 early here in the first half. Hassan Martin to Downton, 3-ball corner pocket.
Verizon Wireless coming your way tomorrow on ABC at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. LeBron and the Cavs paying a visit at Madison Square Garden. Carmelo and the Knicks. Our coverage tips off with NBA Countdown, presented by Straight Talk Wireless, and at 8. As always, you can see it streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Good to be with you here tonight from Davidson, North Carolina. The Wildcats and the Rams. This first half, points in the paint, and it's happening for Davidson early on.
We talk about Rhode Island must dominate points in the paint, but it's gone the other way. The Wildcats getting the ball inside early and often. When they don't score off of ball screens, they're bird dotting their shots to the rim. Peyton Aldridge muscles that one up. 6-4 early here, points in the paint, and Davidson without a 3-pointer here in the first 9 minutes of this contest.
Yeah, they're 0 for 4 so far. Rhode Island, no offensive rebounds yet as well. The points in the paint, we talked about Davidson 6 and Rhode Island 4. And it's been Jeff Dowden, the freshman for Rhode Island, that's been doing all the work here with 7 of the 9 points here to begin this game. As Gibbs kicks it back here for Pritchett. And 0 for 5 from 3-point range of the Wildcats.
Well, if you're Rhode Island, you have the guys taking these 3-point shots that you would like to take it if you have a choice. Gibbs has only had 1 look, and it wasn't a clean look.
That's a great look there, Iverson to Martin.
And that's what Rhode Island has to do. Spread this defense out, work your high-low action. Nice pass from Iverson inside for Martin to convert.
And the first lead of the night for the Rams as we're approaching the halfway point of this first half. It's a 9-1 run by Rhode Island. Gibbs way up by half court. The shot clock at 2. Does he draw the foul? He does. 3 free throws coming. Thompson landed into it. So back to that interior pass by Rhode Island, the last possession first.
Well, great execution. They spread the Davidson defense out of the ball screen. A quick reversal to Iverson. Touch pass inside for Martin to convert. You play great defense for 29 seconds. And the leading scorer in the conference, when he gives you a head fake, it's tough not to take it. Thompson leaves his feet. Gibbs at the line, knocks down the first of 3.
Don't you love the way Gibbs just steps up to the free throw line, doesn't waste any time, just catches and puts it right up?
84%, he can shoot it however he wants to shoot it. He has the confidence of everybody in this arena when you shoot it at that higher rate.
Doesn't waste any time there. Davidson's back on top by 2. 7 for 8 free throws. Rams yet to go to the line. E.C. Matthews. Tough fadeaway from the baseline. Good offensive rebound, though. Iverson with a low look back to Matthews. Now a 3-ball. Count it. And E.C. Matthews, the junior from Detroit, has put the Rams back on top.
And give that credit to Karan Iverson. 11 offensive rebounds in the game early this season. Doing the job, getting that rebound.
That's a great cut by John Axel Goodmanson.
And Coach Early telling Iverson there, you must have better ball pressure, active hands. You can't allow those passes. Straight line to the cutter, going to the hoop.
Martin in the block has Aldridge on him. Here's Doughton, who has been feeling it so far, but misfires on this one. Gibbs for 3. There it is. First of the night for Jack Gibbs.
Partner, all he needs is a split second. His feet weren't set, kind of hopped into the jump stop. But when he sees the orange on that rim, he can let it go. Big time catch and shoot there.
First 3 for Davidson, 1 of 6. Martin got free. And is that not what you're looking for there?
Well, Rhode Island's running a nice roll and replace action. The problem is the replace guy has been Martin. You're Davidson. You're going to live with him taking those outside shots.
And after the miss, now let's see if they're going to call an interference. They will. Crowd obviously not happy. McGarity there after the miss by Aldridge. Does not count.
Davidson now with multiple offensive rebounds. The miss there. Aldridge unable to convert. That was mighty close. That ball looked like it was coming off the front of the rim. Tough call there. Rhode Island catches a break.
Yeah, they got pretty lucky on that one there. 8:15 to play in this first half. It's a 4-point lead for the Wildcats. Matthews, nope. There's a foul, and illegal screen being set that time by Nicola Kelly. That's his second personal foul. Rhode Island with already 18 fouls in this first half. Boy, Jay, they've been cracking down on that all season. I mean, that's you have to be set. You've got to watch it. How many of those have we seen this year?
Well, when you set screens, you must be set. And you have to allow the defender an opportunity to navigate his way through. Stanford Robinson, live ball turnover, shoots that passing lane to steal. Gets an easy opportunity in transition.
That was big for the Rams there. Now he's going to be called for the foul, though, on Gibbs, and that's going to be Robinson's second. Timeout, 7:46 to play. Gibbs knocking down his first 3 of the night. And Gibbs and Aldridge, but we've got some other outstanding dynamic duos here throughout college basketball and in the Atlantic 10J.
Well, Marcus King, already a 50-point game on the season, just a prolific scorer. We have our duo here, Jack Gibbs leading the A-10, and right behind him, Peyton Aldridge. You talk about inside-outside action. These two of the best. Down in the ACC, Jamel Artis, Michael Young. Artis moving to the point guard position this season. Two versatile players. And then St. Bonaventure, Jalen Adams, a guy that can attack you off the bounce, score at all three levels. And Matt Mobley, a versatile player as well, inside-out type of threat.
And those two are number 3 and number 4 in the Atlantic 10 in scoring. So you've got 1 and 2 here tonight with Gibbs and Aldridge, and then Adams and Mobley for St. Bonaventure, a team that's also challenging in the upper echelon of the Atlantic 10. The Bonnies have a huge one tomorrow hosting VCU, who's tied for first with Dayton right now at 7 and 2. Gibbs at the free throw line. We've had 19 fouls by Rhode Island. It's a 1-and-1, and Iverson grabs the rebound.
I would love for Rhode Island, when they're setting this roll and replace action, a lot of times it's Martin that's the replace guy. He's getting open shots. Set that screen, let a guard be the one replacing. He'll get the open look instead.
Iverson comes in and draws some contact, and that's on Peyton Aldridge with his first foul. So what you're saying is, instead of a guy like Martin, your inside guy who's popping out for a mid-range jumper, get somebody like E.C. Matthews, one of your shooters out there.
Absolutely, and there you had Martin rolling to the basket. Iverson stayed out. He's able to drive the basketball, and the corner can't help because it's E.C. Matthews, a shooter in the corner. Iverson gets to the hole, draws that foul, leaves the first one short on the 2 shots.
It's our first free throws of the night here for the Rhode Island Rams. Davidson 7 of 9 from the stripe tonight. As Rusty Regal's back in, Martin back to the bench. And nobody boxed out Robinson. Doughton for 3, good look, and it's not there. And a jump ball on the rebound. It's going to stay with Rhode Island. So a lot of opportunities right there on that possession. You don't box down the free throw, you let up a wide open 3, then they get a tie up on a jump, and it stays with the Rams.
Stanford Robinson giving quality minutes off the bench. Just playing hard, flying all over the floor, getting extra opportunities.
Matthews the floater, and it's tied at 18.
And that's a great decision there, E.C. Matthews. On the catch, he was open, but his feet weren't set. The patience allows him to attack with his strong hand. Nice floater before he touched the paint.
Jay, you and I were talking before the game about E.C. Matthews, a junior, one of the best in this conference, on this team. There's an injury to Jarvis Garrett, their point guard right now. Let's not forget about that for Rhode Island. He's missed the last 5 games. That's really affected them a little bit.
Absolutely. It's forced E.C. Matthews now to be not only the primary ball handler, but the decision maker as well. You can't discount the role that Garrett plays on this team. Takes care of the basketball, gets others involved. Jack Gibbs tries to shoot the gap, picks up a foul there.
Gibbs on the foul. 6:37 to play in this first half. Kentucky and Florida getting ready for a big matchup tomorrow. 8th-ranked Kentucky, that's from Gainesville. Both games are part of the Journey to the Tourney presented by Sonic. We're also streaming live at the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Coming your way tomorrow at 8:15 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Gibbs' first foul for Davidson. 16 fouls in this first half. One more the Rams are shooting. Right through the legs of Langevin. And that feed from Robinson, 3rd turnover so far in the first half.
Right there in this lineup, Rhode Island is playing 4-on-5 offensively. McGarity is playing center field as he guards Langevin inside. He has to become the primary screener and get his hoops rolling to the hoop.
Another great feed inside coming from McGarity to a cutting Peyton Aldridge.
This team does such a great job moving without the basketball. 4 guys in constant motion, and when your starting center can be a facilitator at the top of the key, seeing over that defense, that's an added weapon you have.
Doughton for 3, and it's good, and the Rams are on top, 21-20. Just back to the defense for a second. You really got to be locked in against this Davidson group, the way they can shoot the ball and the way they get those passes inside. And drives like this. Gibbs, foul, and he's back to the free throw line.
Davidson's going to spread you out. 5 guys outside the three-point line. Aldridge cuts to the hoop. McGarity sees over the defense, nice pass. Then E.C. Matthews, the dribble drive, sucks in the defense, puts him in rotation. Doughton, hands and feet ready, steps in, bang from 3.
Well, Coach Shirley for Rhode Island, he's going to have to get some substitutions in here as Robinson picks up his 3rd personal foul. Stanford Robinson, he heads to the bench. So does Langevin. Terrell went out early with 2 fouls. Nicola Kelly has 2 fouls for Rhode Island. It's 10 team fouls in this first half. We have our 5th lead change of the night as Davidson's back up a point.
But again, this is a better offensive lineup for Rhode Island. The Davidson front line wasn't guarding Langevin on the perimeter. They were playing center field on him. E.C. Matthews, there's something about scores, partner. When they see one go in, Matthews got an easy layup. Now they're shooting at a big basket. Hands and feet ready off that down screen, knocks it in.
Rhode Island's hit 4 of 7 from 3-point range. We've had 3 lead changes over our last 3 possessions here. Gibbs in the corner for Goodmanson. Foul on the rebound. And with the win here tonight, as you see what each team will achieve in Rhode Island, trying to get a little bit closer to that upper echelon of the Atlantic 10. And Davidson has been on a run. It'll be their 6th win in the last 7 games that can pull this off. Hassan Martin with the foul, his first.
And those stomps you may have heard on television. Dan Hurley pacing the sideline. He can't believe that pass got from one side of the floor, a direct line pass all the way to the corner, telling his team we have to be more active. That has to be a deflection and an interception going the other way.
About the addition of McGarity, the transfer out of Boston College. Been huge for Davidson. It's a big body inside, 6'11" junior.
A skilled player, a guy that could knock down open shots, more importantly, can protect the rim as well as be a facilitator. But when you're attacking downhill, if you're McGarity, you must get your chest in front of the offensive player. E.C. Matthews, a lefty that loves to go left. There, gets downhill with his right hand, footprints in the paint, takes the hit and finishes with the right hand at the line for a possible 3-point play.
Second foul on McGarity. How about the first half by E.C. Matthews getting it done? He's got 10 points, tying his teammate Doughton. And it'll stay that way. He can't cap off the 3-point play opportunity.
E.C. Matthews is beginning to get healthy. His body is good. Doctors have cleared him, obviously. But mentally, coming off such an injury, you must lock in and believe that your body can withstand the rigors of a basketball game. He's playing excellent ball here tonight.
Oh, another great feed inside. Regal from John Axel Goodmanson. Go back to E.C. Matthews, who had the ACL tear in 9 minutes in the game 1 last year. And with the threats with him and Martin, this is really now the time. They've both been on the court, both healthy for the first time in a while. And now we've got a traveling violation. 4:04 to play, tied at 26.
When you're defending Davidson, 5 guys have to be connected, sitting down, pointing, and communicating, because no one is going to stand still. 5 guys are going to be in motion. There's that drag screen and throwback. Regal unable to connect.
And that was Doughton that was the one that knocked it away there at the end of that potential rebound by Davidson.
Partner on the road, 5 guys have to come downhill on shots and contest rebounds and come away with those defensive rebounds. Even the guards have to come down and help out.
You're right. It's going to be plays like that that's going to decide the winner here tonight. There it is. Another one right there on the offensive board by Thompson. Matthews, quick on the trigger. Gibbs, he saw him on the cut. What a feed again. Oscar Michelson for 2.
It's not talked about enough, the ability of Jack Gibbs to make others better. A lot of the bigs of Davidson, they need you to set them up. And Jack Gibbs, nice pass there in transition for an easy finish.
Iverson makes the extra pass to Matthews. Thompson, tough shot. Yeah, we always talk about Gibbs' scoring, his ability to hit these step-back three-pointers and shoot from anywhere on the court. What about his assists? And Novak picked up John Axel Goodmanson.
And E.C. Matthews may be a little fatigued there. Simply a defensive breakdown, no help from the weak side or strong side, and the direct line drive against E.C. Matthews to the hoop.
Timeout as Davidson's on a 6-0 run.
Jack Gibbs in transition. Your head must be on a swivel. You big, you run. He will find you for an easy hoop.
Davidson on top by 4, and how about the passing that we've seen tonight in the interior?
For 6 assists on 9 made field goals. They spread you out and they cut with precision. All 5 guys are adept at making the right pass. And it's just as easy as catching and finishing. In transition, the first big down, you run rim to rim. And when Jack Gibbs has the ball, he's going to find the open man. The Wildcats +6 points in the paint. And partner, a big reason, they're spreading you out and they're sharing that basketball, not caring who gets the hoop.
Absolutely. A lot of different scores in this first half for the Wildcats. They've played 8 players and 7 are in the scoring column so far. And Coach McKillop knows how big this one is here tonight. And, you know, each team, the ones that are all right now in the upper half of the A-10, all have a lot of pressure on them because everyone thinks that, you know, they could be right there. And then if they lose 1 or 2, it's like, oh, what happened? It's a very competitive conference this year.
Well, it's February now, so everyone understands how important each game is. You must compete on the road with a chance to win. Terrell back in the game, being saddled with those 2 fouls, attacks off the bounce, takes the hit, able to finish in the paint.
Well, and Coach Hurley knew how important it was to try to get him back into the lineup here late stages of this first half. You're right, with the 2 fouls to say, hang in there, my friend, we need you. And they got a big foul right there on Jack Gibbs, his second.
Well, I talked about E.C. Matthews looks fatigued. It's tough when you have both of those guys sitting on the bench. So with Matthews getting a quick breather through that timeout, you put Terrell back in the game. He gets you a bucket. Now you can sub him right back out as E.C. Matthews has recharged his batteries, able to come in and play hard for the remainder 2 minutes of this first half.
That's all you need when you're that young, right? Just another 30 seconds, you're good.
30 seconds, you have the timeout, you're ready to roll. And the Rams force yet another turnover, the 5th turnover of this first half for the Wildcats.
Martin inside, he's fouled, got the feed from Matthews, and Rhode Island a chance to regain the lead. .202 to play first half, and Hassan Martin, who's also missed some time this year with a quad injury, missed 5 games. That's been the story for the Rams. Injuries, but when they get healthy, they're almost all the way back. Look out in the stretch run of this season. Coming up on the Land Rover Halftime Report, Adnan Virk, Kara Lawson, and Jeff Goodman are in the studio. Have the Arizona-Oregon preview for you. A look ahead to Purdue, Maryland, and UCLA, Washington. All that and more coming up at the break on the Land Rover Halftime Report. How about tomorrow's Maryland's first game versus an AP top 25 opponent this season, Jay? The Terrapins, the only major conference team yet to face a ranked team. They are having a great season, but it'll be a big test for them tomorrow.
A big test. Biggie Swanigan inside, a walking double-double. Purdue, such a huge front line. Terrapins will have their hands full.
Three-pointer on the way, count it, Pritchett. And now everyone that stepped on the court tonight for Davidson has scored. 33-30 Wildcats.
And that's the danger when you try to trap and pressure the Davidson Wildcats. If they're able to get out of the trap, they can move that ball and find open shooters for easy shots.
Rams trying to counter. Iverson can't do it, and a good tip there by John Axel Goodmanson, and got it to his teammate. A lot of contact there. No call. Pritchett still with it. Front rimmed it. Regal had a chance at it. Doughton. Wow. What a first half. 12 points for him to lead the Rams, Jack.
Well, the freshman from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, he's using his athletic ability to attack off the bounce. There, the patience to attack, gets in the lane. Nice floater.
He missed 3 games so far this season with a sprained ankle. He's fine now. 40 seconds to play in this first half. Long-range bomb again, and now the Rams will have to put something up, a 3.5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock here.
Been very impressed with Doughton. He's playing a key role with 2 players out. When you talk about Rhode Island, Terrell with 2 fouls and Garrett's been out for the previous 5 games. He's acting as the primary ball handler now within this offense.
Got it knocked away, and it trickles out of bounds. Staying with Rhode Island. 5 to shoot, 8.1 game clock. Tomorrow it's Saturday primetime in the NBA presented by Verizon Wireless. It starts at 8:30 Eastern. The Cavs and the Knicks, don't miss that. Starts with NBA Countdown presented by Straight Talk Wireless at 8.
And Dan Hurley with 5 seconds to go on this shot clock subs in Jared Terrell.
Here he is. Terrell, strong drive, draws the foul. Boy, every time they put him in, he makes something happen.
The confidence by Dan Hurley to put a key player back in the game on the offensive end partner. A lot of times the most dangerous player is the guy inbounding the basketball. Terrell is a guy we say can get a bucket. He's gonna attack, draws that foul. Chance to put the Rams in the lead.
Scored his 1,000th point just a little while ago, and he joins E.C. Matthews and Hassan Martin, already 1,000-point scorers for the Rams. The first time they've ever had 3 players of that mark on the team at the same time. As they take Martin out, and Terrell has a chance to put Rhode Island back on top. He does just that. 4.4 seconds to go. We'll see if Davidson takes a timeout here. It's the use it or lose it timeout. And they will. Can only carry 3 of the 4 over to the second half. We'll step aside with them. Back with the final 4.4 of the first half from Davidson after this. Welcome back to Davidson. Final 4.4 seconds of the first half. The Wildcats have a chance. What do you see here, Jay?
Well, you look at the alignment. If I'm Rhode Island, I'm backing up and forcing the Wildcats to go the length of the floor in 4 seconds. Little wheel. Trying to get it on the run. There's the screen.
John Axel Goodmanson right to the basket. Oh, rejected by E.C. Matthews at the end of the half. What a defensive play. Matthews finished the first half with 10 points, 2 behind his teammate Jeff Doughton, the freshman, with 12, as Rhode Island takes a 34-33 lead into the locker room.
Well, how do you get wins on the road? You score the tough baskets inside, make timely free throws, and then you must make defensive plays. E.C. Matthews, an excellent first half, scoring the basketball, and this is a toughness play. Goes up high, sends it away before half.
We are back to Davidson, North Carolina, and our Friday night showcase in the Atlantic 10 on ESPN. Happy to have you with us as we get set for the start of the second half. Mike Corey alongside former North Carolina Tar Heel Jason Capel. Courtside here at Belk Arena, 1-point lead for the Rams in this first half. You and I were talking, it's kind of flip-flopped the way you thought it would have gone in the first half. We knew it was going to be a tight game.
Right.
Talk to us about what's different here.
Well, you look at Rhode Island, we said that their bigs had to dominate the paint. Well, the guards have 29 of the 34 first half points, and Rhode Island's the one that's been knocking down shots from distance. Their defense has been stout, contesting every shot Davidson has taken from the perimeter. Must do a better job contesting the rolls inside, because the Wildcats are spreading you out, moving without the basketball, and they're hitting the cutters. If you're Rhode Island, you'll give up those tools as long as you can take away the three-point shots. And a big story in the first half, When you look at Jeff Doughton, 12 points, getting the job done, attacking off the bounce, knocking down three-point shots as well. Ties a career high. He averages 5 points a game, partner, 12 already in the first half. And big baskets, especially with Jared Terrell, saddled with those 2 fouls much of the first 20 minutes.
Largest lead of the first half. Davidson had a lead by 7. Rhode Island's biggest lead is only 2. You saw the stat, 29 of the 34 points from the guards for Rhode Island. Hassan Martin, the 5 points from the interior play. Just underway in the second half, and Davidson controls it first. Pritchett, and there's a foul on Matthews. He had the block right at the end of the first half, but now a foul. First foul of the game for him. Now the 2 big ones for Davidson, Gibbs and Aldridge. 8 for Gibbs, 5 for Aldridge. That pair, Jason, averages 43.5 points a game. They were held to 13 in the first half.
Well, Gibbs is going to get his within the flow. He did a nice job getting others involved. But you can see the defensive attention paid to Peyton Aldridge coming off a 31-point, 13-rebound contest. He hasn't had anything easy. Has had to work for everything he's gotten, mostly offensive rebounds and stickbacks.
Matthews, shot clock at 3. Iverson. And here's Gibbs on the rebound. Looking for the cutter. John Axel Goodmanson, almost a travel, pinned it against his leg, got it out to Aldridge, and that's a foul on Matthews. So he's going to pick up 2 quick ones here to begin this second half, 1 minute and 1 second in.
Well, a great curl cut there by John Axel Goodmanson. He got poked in the eye, or else he'd have had an easy layup, had to give it up because his vision was impaired. But E.C. Matthews, 2 quick fouls in the first minute and a half here early in this second half.
Gibbs, now checked by Terrell. He had those 2 early fouls, and he came in at spurts and made plays. 3-pointer on the way, counted for McGarity.
McGarity acted as the screener, and both guys turned down the screen and shot to the opposite side. Martin and Iverson having to help, able to pop back for a big 3-point shot on the wing.
Not the percentage they want early here from 3-point range. 2 of 11 so far, but there's still 18.5 to play. Terrell to the rim off the window.
He catches it on the go, and an assist could go to Martin. But another assist is going to go to Jack Gibbs. The first big is sprinting rim to rim. And McGarity, the catch, the corral, in transition on the run and the finish in the paint.
Such a nice touch pass, too, up the court over Martin, who wasn't looking back at it. We've got football coming up this weekend, too. You got to look back at the ball.
Well, when you talk about Gibbs, the thing that makes him special at the point guard position, his head is always up. He sees all 4 players on the court as well as what their defenders are doing. If your head is turned, he's going to find the offensive player.
Iverson looks down low for Martin. And he battles inside. Matthews couldn't get it. McGarity has it for Davidson.
McGarity's fingerprints are all over this second half early. Rebounding the basketball, knocking down shots from distance. Playing with some added intensity in the paint.
Tough play there as Martin had to come out hedge over the top of that screen to get on Gibbs, and then had to go retreat into the post to get back on McGarity. He got called for the foul.
And Martin's telling his teammates, hey, if I'm going to show out to 35 feet, the guys behind me have to rotate, squeeze the lane, not allow that roll guy to catch it 2 feet in the paint, where you're at his mercy. All you can do is contest or pick up that foul.
And Coach Hurley gets Martin out of the game. And Cyril Langevin is in for Rhode Island. Regal, good defense by Iverson on the cutter. Aldridge that time, couldn't get on the pass. Gibbs, shut down inside. And John Axel Goodmanson fouled and bailed out there with the shot clock going down to 2.
Well, I don't agree with that foul call. I thought Terrell did a nice job building his wall, putting his hands straight back. But he can't allow that cut to happen that late in the shot clock. He must cut off the lane. Shot clock's running down. He gets face cut. That's not a foul. He built his wall, hands straight back. Verticality goes to the defender. A tough way to pick up your third foul early here in this second half.
The only thing we couldn't see there from that angle is that he kind of slide in with the body, but nonetheless, it's his third personal foul. It's a tough call. He has to go out, and who comes in but Stanford Robinson, who also has 3 personal fouls.
Well, if you're Jared Terrell, you must keep your head in this game. There's a lot of basketball to be played, and they need one of their upperclassmen, the junior leader, to be ready when his number's called to step in and continue to produce.
Foul on Davidson. Rusty Regal, his first.
And Dan Hurley has been working that call the entire contest.
Is that the freedom of movement there as player cutting across the lane?
Well, yeah, you can't chuck cutters. And Rusty Regal there getting both arms up and checking the cutter right to his chest.
Matthews pulls up. No, Iverson had a hand on it, and they're going to call him for the foul. Coming in to try to get that offensive rebound. That is Karan Iverson's first. Look over at Coach Hurley. You know, you and I have seen him right before every timeout that's been called. To be like, there he is. He's working the officials. Working the officials.
He's coaching.
Yeah.
And when you're in a hot race in conference play, you need everything to go your way. Such an important game, especially here on the road.
Davidson has the lead up at 4 right now early in this first half. Gibbs in NBA range 3. Doesn't get the bounce. And a foul on John Axel Goodmanson.
Well, you can see early here in this second half, the officials are trying to clean things up. Respective teams have to understand the way the game is being called right now and adjust to it. Talk about the hotly contested A-10. VCU and Dayton sit atop of the league standings, but Rhode Island right behind, as well as Richmond. LaSalle creeping up. Davidson could really use this win here.
Iverson stepped out of bounds on the baseline, turns it back over to Davidson. That's the thing. We've got this matchup here tonight and 5 games tomorrow in the Atlantic 10 in conference play. VCU and Dayton right now lead the pack at 7-2. Here's the step out of bounds as he stepped on the foot of Aldridge. 5 turnovers each team. Just under 16 minutes to play in the game. Aldridge on Iverson, and he stripped it. Aldridge has been a little quiet so far in this game.
With Stanford Robinson, the late double down in the active hands, gets that deflection and steal. And Doughton there, that's an easy call. Drop that inside shoulder. Offensive foul. The Davidson Wildcats 4-point lead here in the second half.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Zales. Celebrate your lasting love with gifts from Zales, the Diamond Store. And Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sport.
Tonight in our Friday night showcase, Davidson on top 40-36. 15:45 to play. Mike Corey, former North Carolina Tar Heel, Jason Capel. And that's how big this game is right now for these two teams. Rhode Island played a tough out-of-conference schedule. They were ranked early to start the season, fell out of it a little bit. Here's what Joe Lunardi, has in terms of the bracketology right now here on ESPN. URI is part of the next 4 out. Jay, what do you think? Do you agree with this assessment? What's happening here?
Well, I think the committee is going to look at Rhode Island carefully, a team that hasn't been healthy throughout the season. But make no mistake, the importance of this contest here tonight will be a quality road win and a showdown next week back home against Dayton, the team that they lost to that started that 2-game losing streak in A-10 play. They must take care of business here tonight.
Gibbs intercepted by Robinson for Rhode Island. Doughton, who's been huge tonight. Still with 12 points. Rhode Island's been very cold here to begin this second half. Inside, easy dunk for Garrity on a feed from Pritchett.
The development of Keyshawn Pritchett has been amazing. A guy that gives you an athlete on the floor, a lefty that can draw, drive, and make the right play. They're creating easy layup inside once again for McGarity.
You talked about it at the half, Jason, about the assists. That's 10 assists of 13 made baskets right now for Davidson. Matthews for three, not there. Langevin. And did he throw it off of Davidson out of bounds? No, he was out.
Well, the great ball movement of the Davidson Wildcats continues. Pritchard drives the lane. The second defender comes over. Langevin commits. Pritchard makes the heads-up pass. An easy opportunity inside for a dunk. And Doughton, the ball pressure full court, causes Gibbs to turn it over. The find and finish inside on the break by Iverson.
That's a big two right there. The largest lead of this game for Davidson was 7. They had it up at 6. Now it's back down to 4.
Really impressed by this freshman stepping up, defending 94 feet against a guy who leads the league in scoring. He's taken that challenge and stepped up, making big plays on both ends.
Aldridge is now 2 of 6 from the field in this ball game for just 5 points for Davidson. Iverson to Doughton. Now wants a screen. Iverson, nice look for Robinson, and he's fouled from behind, and that was Aldridge, who's going to pick up his 3rd personal foul. Aldridge averages almost 22 points a game tonight. Jay, he's really struggled.
Well, you have to give the credit to a stout Rhode Island defensive team. They paid attention to where Aldridge has been. They've committed to him on the perimeter, and they've been very physical with him in the paint. In Rhode Island, the great ball and body movement. Iverson finds Stanford Robinson, who has given the Rams excellent minutes on both sides of the ball off the bench.
Gibbs with 8 points, averages close to 22 as well. The A-10's leading scorer as Aldridge takes a seat. McAuliffe is back in. Andrew McAuliffe, who picked up 3 fouls in the first half. Rhode Island has struggled from the free throw line tonight. They're 5 of 10 now overall. And it could be a much different story. Instead, they still trail by 3.
We're talking about the struggles of the 2 leading scorers in the A-10. And then you look at the scoreboard, the Davidson Wildcats hold a 3-point lead. That speaks to the depth and the commitment to what the offense is all about. Moving the basketball, making it better for your teammate.
Oh, nice runner here, John Axel Goodmanson. Scooping runner underneath the basket. 5-point lead, Wildcats.
When your leaders struggle, the others have to step up and make plays. And we've seen multiple guys make big baskets for the Davidson Wildcats.
Iverson. Good box out by McAuliffe. Each team has to be thinking the same thing as they find McGarity on a cut again to the hoop, and they've done that a couple times tonight in transition.
And McGarity can't help himself sprinting back. The smile says it all. He's beating the opposite big down the floor every time, creating easy baskets for the Wildcats.
Timeout from Davidson. The Wildcats tie their largest lead of the game at 7, 46-39 over Rhode Island. Night with these two, the way they average almost 22 points a game apiece. They don't have any points in the second half yet. And Davidson, Jason, turned a 1-point halftime deficit now into a 7-point second half advantage.
Well, a big reason, +6 points in the paint. And you turn to Will McGarity, who's simply outworking the front line players of Rhode Island, sprinting down the court, getting easy baskets in transition. Then off the bounce, John Axel Gunmanson, 9 big points. 3 for 4 from the foul line. The others are stepping up, carrying the load for the 2 stars of the A-10.
And the crowd is back into it here tonight at Belk Arena. Jumper by Terrell, not there. You said you got to get him in the game. He's got 3 personal fouls, and you don't want to let it get out of hand. He couldn't hit the jumper, though. It's still a 7-point Davidson lead.
And Davidson doing the job, limiting Rhode Island to 1 shot.
Again inside. Oh, nice block that time. Coming back was Robinson. Almost gave up another easy one. Doughton is still the leading scorer for Rhode Island tonight. The freshman with 12 points. Puts up a long 3, and he hits it. Continues his run here. 15. And it's a 4-point game.
Well, he's answered the bell at every call. Unafraid, a freshman on the road in a tough environment. He's scoring the basketball. He's taking the challenge of guarding Jack Gibbs.
Pass out to McGarity. Hits a 3.
I'm not sure I've ever seen Bob McKillop that animated, getting the crowd fired up. He loves the hustle, the intensity, the second effort by his Wildcats, getting the job done.
That was a monster offensive rebound, turned into 3 points for Davidson. Coming just under the 12-minute mark is Robinson. Got it knocked away from behind by Gibbs. Gibbs on the take. Largest lead of the night for Davidson. Martin takes it in strong. Count it.
Well, a grown man bucket there, taking that contact, able to finish. But you can see how connected this Davidson defense is. All 5 guys talking, pointing, helping one another. Nothing easy is coming for the Rams offensively.
Pritchett, that's a traveling violation. And Jack Gibbs, although it hasn't happened in the scoring column so much for him tonight, he's doing some other things to make his team successful here.
Well, the early deflection gets in transition, takes the hit, finishes with the scoop.
The junior from Sweden, the transfer from Boston College, Will McGarity, 1 away from a career high tonight, Jason.
And he's done it in a variety of ways. Knocking down shots from distance, 2 trifectas on the evening. Right place at the right time, simply catching, going up strong for the finish. And most of his baskets, transition, beating the opposition down the floor. Heady passes from Jack Gibbs. But Will McGarity, 1 point away from a career high. He's done an excellent job carrying this team, doing the little things, passing the ball, timely rebounds, excellent defense. But those are 16 big points that allow the Wildcats to have a 7-point lead.
He's 6 of 8 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3-point range. Also 6 rebounds to his credit as well, coming up at the halfway point of this second half. What do you need here from Rhode Island on the offensive end?
Well, quicker. When they move that basketball, once you have Davidson in rotation, if you don't have the high-low, it has to go directly into a dribble handoff opposite. Nice drive there by E.C. Matthews, getting his footprints in the paint. You stop that clock, you step to the line with an opportunity to put points on the board.
And that makes 4 on McAuliffe now, so E.C. Matthews. You know, a guy that's liable to put up big-time points himself at over 30 earlier this year versus Houston. His career high is 32. That was back in his freshman year versus Duquesne. Here tonight is 10 points as this team is now 6 of 12 from the free throw line. Give him 11. It's a 6-point game.
Well, you can't leave points on the board, especially on the road. These free throws could come back to haunt this Rhode Island team trying to make a comeback.
Gibbs free, the follow not there, and McGarity was fouled on the second try. So multiple opportunities for Davidson. And Nicola Kelly with his 3rd foul. And McGarity can tie his career high with the next one. Michael Smith and Jamel Hill want you to join them for the new 6 o'clock Sports Center on ESPN. They're bringing their own brand of style and personality, sports, music, movies, and more. The party starts Monday. And as always, the 6 is available streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. 17-7 now for McGarity, back to a 7-point game for the Wildcats. How do you get Hassan Martin more involved in the offense?
You have to get the defense on the move. The ball screens, he has to roll hard with the purpose. There he was open. E.C. Matthews didn't see the throwback. But Jared Terrell continues to attack. If you're able to get your footprints in the paint against this Davidson defense, you're going to have opportunities to draw fouls in the lane. 32 and White is doing just that here in this second half.
Looked over at Coach McKillop. Does he make a motion to get Aldridge out of the game? He does. And boy, the free throw struggles continue again. Mickelson is back in for the Wildcats with 9:33 to play. So Aldridge today, 5 points, 2 of 6 from the field. But, you know, Davidson's going to take it, Jay, the way they're playing here because everybody else is stepping up. And if there's going to be a game when their top 2 scorers are not performing at that level, they'll take it. They're up by 6.
Well, the difference in this game has been the vision of Davidson offensively. When you're open, they're finding you for easy baskets. Rhode Island has not made the correct pass at the correct time to create those easy opportunities in the paint.
And this is going to result in a 1-and-1 as Hassan Martin with his 3rd personal foul. We've got one of the best free throw shooters in the conference here, almost at 85% now in the season for Jack Gibbs. And as I say that, that's the broadcaster jinx right there, Jack.
I wasn't going to bring it up. But Jack Gibbs, his 2nd miss of the evening, uncharacteristic. And it seems like Davidson has this game well in hand. It's a 6-point ball game with the Roadies with the basketball.
He's 5 of 7 at the free throw line. Matthews on the miss. Foul from behind. Let's see. Yes, says Martin. Second on Mickelson, and now Hassan Martin with 2 free throws.
And I think the officials made the right call there. On that rebound, Martin was going up to tip it in. That's where the foul occurred. That results in 2 shots for the lefty.
This guy has done so much for this group. Leading scorer, leading rebounder, best from the field. There's over 50 blocks on the season. And he's been, you know, for his purposes, with this free throw, if he hits it 9 points and he's got it, not an overly, powerful game from his perspective, but again, they're right there within 4 points.
There's still so much basketball to be played, but you must lock in defensively. No my faults with 8.5 to go here in this second half.
That's a wide open Pritchett for 3. Tracked down by Matthews. Let's see if Rhode Island gets a basket in transition. Matthews takes contact, got his own rebound. Goes up again, basket, and a foul this time. But they let him play it out, and he's able to get the hoop and some harm.
Well, Akili, the nice screen inside, created that first shot. But you want to talk about toughness. Toughness is going on the road and making plays in crunch time, getting into the fray, ripping that ball away, taking the contact, and forcing it up to the hoop. Matthews unable to knock down that free throw, but a tough finish inside for the junior.
2-point game again. The look inside McGarity. New career high. And Rhode Island hasn't been able to figure that out yet.
And the pass. Can't stress enough, Jack Gibbs is dribbling that ball, and right off the dribble with one hand, just whips it to McGarity, slicing to the hoop. McGarity's been the recipient of just simply rolling to the basket, having great hands, and finishing in the paint.
Terrell for 3, counted, and the Rams are within 1. They're on an 11-3 run right now. Getting right back into it. Gibbs, and maybe force that one a little bit.
Maybe a little too much sauce on that one.
Terrell, offensive, they say. Jason says no. Gibbs goes to the deck. That's a big call.
I think Terrell has been the recipient of a few tough calls in this contest. But the Davidson Wildcats roll to the basket. Gibbs find you. Career day for McGarity. And Terrell, big three from the wing.
Jared Terrell picked up his 4th personal foul on this play, Jay. You don't agree with the call, and we think, obviously, Jack Gibbs is moving for Davidson. The question I think what the official saw is that Terrell kind of dipped the shoulder a little bit.
Well, good offensive players, when you go into attack mode, the low man wins. You drop that inside shoulder, you try to attack downhill. Gibbs still sliding his feet. If you look on the play, both feet are off the floor when contact is made. Tough call, the 4th personal, as Rhode Island is beginning to make a run to claw within 1 point. And I just feel Terrell has been the recipient of a few tough calls throughout this contest, which has landed him a firm spot on that bench for much of this ball game.
This is huge for the Rams and trying to get into position for the postseason. Obviously in the Atlantic 10, if they can get a win here tonight. For Davidson, they've won 3 in a row. They're right there as well. So got some good numbers. This ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Rhode Island possession. And they're going to have a chance to take over the lead with 7:34 to play.
And partner, you know what I'm going to say. The ball don't lie. The great Rasheed Wallace coined that. Somehow the ball always evens out the way it's supposed to go.
I agree with you there, my friend, absolutely, as the Rams have it. 8 ties, 10 lead changes. Davidson has led by as many as 9. Doughton, that looks like a 2. His foot was on the line as it followed his shot, and here's Gibbs. But Doughton is back. Gibbs on the runner, no, and tipped hard, too hard by Garrity. And now a foul on Rusty Regal. That's going to result in free throws here for the Rams and a chance to lead.
With 7 minutes to go, we have hand-to-hand combat going on. Love the attack downhill by Jack Gibbs. The English on the ball, unable to finish. But you must attack early at this point in the game. Try to create easy opportunities. The tip unkind. Rams corral the rebound, and Thompson at the line.
First free throws of the night for Christian Thompson. And on a night where the Rams have struggled from the free throw line, 10 of 18. We are tied at 54. Thompson's been playing so hard. He has missed 6 games, had a knee injury. And they need his services. It seems like one guy's out, one guy's in. So Jarvis Garrett out right now in this ball game. He's missed the last 5. This is his 6th miss of the season here with the injury, the stomach illness. Team's actually 4-1 without him. Going to go 5-1 here tonight in a tough road game at Davidson. They lead 55-54.
9 ties, 11 lead changes. Just another Friday night in the A-10.
Gibbs from NBA range, and he just got it off to the left there. And that's one that turns the tide in a hurry, and now Rhode Island a chance maybe to settle down. No, Doughton drives. Kicks it, Thompson for 3. And battled back out by the Rams. Martin on the feed. Man, both teams going to go back and look at the tape here on some of these opportunities they've had tonight.
Missed layups, missed free throws. Could come back and haunt both ball clubs, getting good opportunities, but in crunch time, you must cash in on points in the paint.
Rhode Island a little bit more cognizant of the cutters here now, as we've seen 2 go through and neither able to get the pass, and a good defensive play. Thompson against 2 players and draws a foul.
And how about the outlet pass? Karan Iverson, the rebound in traffic, head up, kicks it. Thompson able to corral push against 2 defenders. Forces that ball to the hoop. Iverson, it's an air ball. The ball was tipped. Iverson was the only one that saw that shot was going to be short. The 2-hand chest pass ahead. And Rhode Island has fought their way with toughness back in this ball game, a chance to build on the lead.
Tom Brady or Matt Ryan with that pass through those two defenders up the court?
Maybe Wes Unseld or Kevin Love. These guys have no idea who Wes Unseld is. They'll know who Kevin Love is.
Yes. Martin to the bench with 5:57 to play. Terrell sits over there as well with 4 personal fouls. Rhode Island's been able to get the lead. No, there's going to be a foul here on Karan Iverson. Boy, even when they make a free throw.
Well, I think it was a lane violation. Before that shot hit the rim, Iverson jockeying for position, trying to use his quickness to beat the inside player to the baseline. Got in a shade too early.
Yeah, thank you, pardon me. No foul, just violation. Davidson, they had built a 9-point lead, but since then, Rhode Island's been on a 14-3 run with this 2-point advantage.
No passes throughout this possession, uncharacteristic of Davidson.
Tough shot at Gibbs in the step back.
Pritchard dribbled the air out of the basketball the entire possession, then hands it off to Gibbs in a short shot clock, a tough position to put the senior in, which allows Rhode Island to come down, and E.C. Matthews, he may not be there when you call, but right now he's right on time with the lefty floater in the lane.
Yes, he is, and Bob, like it did Hurley, excuse me, he's fired up. The Hurley family there going back after that play with his fists in the air. It's a 16-3 run by Rhode Island.
Well, great change of pace, dragging that screen out, recognizes McGarity is who switched on him. He's a lefty that wants to go left. You must take away his strong hand. Able to drop that inside shoulder. And the nice kiss off the glass builds the lead from the Rams to 4 points.
Thought really good composure tonight by E.C. Matthews. We talk about with Garrett being out, who's been the point guard for this team, and Matthews, there's always been a lot resting on his shoulders. One of the best players in this group, just a junior out of Detroit, Michigan. Had that ACL tear last year, 9 minutes in the game 1, missed the entire season. He's on multiple award watch lists, puts a lot of pressure on himself. And Coach Hurley says, hey, he's been awesome when he's just playing and not pressing. You know, he can go for 30. He's also held scoreless in 1 game this year. Well, he's come alive here tonight and has picked his spots. It's been very good.
Well, Doughton has carried him to this point. The energy on both sides of the ball. But make no mistake, when it's crunch time and you need someone to step up, it has to be your key star player. E.C. Matthews stepping to the plate, doing an excellent job.
And Rhode Island defensively has clamped down. Davidson has had 5 consecutive one-and-dones, if you will, here as they trail it by 4.
And a set play out of that timeout was a backdoor that the Roadies sniffed out, took it away, and once again a short shot clock forces Jack Gibbs to take a contested 30-footer. You can't say enough about, over the last 8.5 minutes, the defensive intensity and togetherness that we've seen from Rhode Island.
That is it, Jason, you're right, on the defensive end. Rhode Island, you can see some of these close games here this year, and both teams have been involved in it. But Davidson is 4 of 20 from 3-point range. They've missed their last 4 threes on the offensive end. Matthews again, a floater. Garrity got a piece of it in the block.
The throwback was there. E.C. Matthews has made the right decisions. But on that play, you must throw that ball back. An empty screen there would allow Iverson to catch and attack off the bounce. McGarity doing an excellent job staying in that ball screen, moving his feet. Picks up a key block shot.
Second foul for Iverson. You know, and that's what Dan Hurley has helped build here in his 5th season at Rhode Island. You talked about the defense. I mean, this team was, you know, built with that, keeping teams to low-scoring games. Now they've got some offense. They've got unselfish players. They've talked about it that sometimes they're too kind, you know, in a way where they need guys to even step up and be a little bit more aggressive or kind of mad, if you will, out there sometimes.
Well, the team is built on 2 things, defense and toughness, and we've seen it on display, especially here in this second half. And if you want to be crowned a champion of any conference in America, you must display those things, especially on the road. And we've seen it this last 16 minutes from the team in white.
Open is Iverson for three. And the ball goes over the top of the backboard, so it is Davidson possession. I was thinking it was going to be a foul as Martin hit the deck hard, but no call. 3:55 to play in this one. Rhode Island with a 3-point advantage on the road. Rams defense has really held the Atlantic 10's leading scorer in check here tonight, haven't they?
With nothing easy, showing on ball screens. Many times Gibbs is shooting against a short shot clock. Everything has been contested. The body contact, the attention to number 12 in the black uniforms over the last 2 games now. 1 for 11 from 3. Tonight 1 for 6. And you have to give credit, Rhode Island. They're following Coach Hurley's game plan of how you must defend this high-octane offense with great shooters. Held Jack Gibbs in check throughout this game. But over the last 3:55, no one is more dangerous right now than number 12 in black. We know all it takes is one shot for him to get going.
That's a great point. There's still plenty of time, and it's only a 3-point game with all this and all that Rhode Island's done. Now, Davidson has been without a field goal in almost the last 8 minutes, and it continues. Boy, Gibbs 2 of 12 now.
Well, a nice set play out of the timeout. The flat ball screen is hard to help because McGarity has knocked down shots. Allows Gibbs to get in the paint. Just unable to finish those baskets.
Martin kicks it out. There's Matthews. Yes, that's a 3-pointer. They're going to check him. And that's what you've been asking for, Jason, to get one of those guys to pop out, a shooter, as Martin was inside, kicked it out. Let's see if this is a 3 by Matthews.
E.C. Matthews, the great drive once again, going left, gets in the paint, got caught in the air there for a second in trouble, drops it off, and then the Davidson defense just falls asleep. Give Matthews credit. He didn't stand still. He shot to the corner. From that angle, very close. But a timely pass, recognizing Martin inside. He was double and triple team. Finds his partner in crime for a big-time 3 ball from the corner pocket.
Now that's real close. It was ruled a 3-pointer initially. What do you think? Think it's, well, from the first angle, you're not going to get too much here. This could be tough to see. Jamie Lucky, Clarence Armstrong, and Sean Hull are officials here tonight at the scorer's table, trying to confirm this if they can. It was ruled a 3-pointer. Would be 61-55 Rhode Island, and that would be huge. That would be their largest lead of the night so far. Looks like his foot's behind him.
You have a white shoe going against a black line. The issue is the way Matthews turns that inside foot makes you believe he's behind that line. Now Jamie Lucky going in to give a third set of eyes to the play. It's a 3-point shot.
Yep.
I think that's the right call. The way Matthews turns that foot kind of to the side leads me to believe he was firmly behind that line. And as you said, the Rams have built their biggest lead of this contest here with 3:20 to go.
2 games in a row for Jack Gibbs. Now think about it. He had 7 assists in the last game, and Davidson won at St. Joe's 75-60, but he only has 6 points. Here tonight, he only has 10.
When you're a marked man, you must find different wrinkles to score. A foul there on Dalton on the ball handler. Dan Hurley has to pace down the sideline to keep himself composed. That clock is stopped, and you're sending one of the best free throw shooters in the conference to the line, though he's missed 2 on the evening already.
Coach Hurley's so animated on the sidelines. This game could push them up into that upper echelon of the Atlantic 10. That's what they need. They can go to 7-3 with the win here tonight. Half a game out of first place. They can hang on. 4-point lead. Is it more? Yes, Matthews. A big 3 from the outside.
In crunch time, you need your star players to step up. E.C. Matthews getting the job done for the Rams. Big-time three-point shot from the corner.
All smiles as now Gibbs is called for this foul for Davidson. Big second half from Matthews, 21 total points.
And what I love about that play, look at him. He's hunting that shot, understanding what his team needs. He's not standing idly by. You said that Coach Hurley wants this team to be a little more selfish at times. When you need your star player, your junior, to step up and make a play. He hunted that shot. He wanted that shot. You step up, you take big shots, and you make them. 21 points, 4 for 6 from distance.
You're right. He's doing it. He's doing it with injuries to his teammates. He's doing it with guys on the bench with foul trouble. He's got their last 8 points. Kind of single-handedly right now has pushed this lead up for the Rhode Island Rams.
The Rams have to convert at the foul line. We know how explosive offensively the Wildcats can be. You can't leave points on the board. Iverson splits a pair there.
They've missed 9 free throws tonight, 13 of 22. Davidson needs a field goal in a big way here. Look at that. Since the 11-13 mark, it's almost 9 minutes since they've scored a field goal, down by 8. Gibbs. Here's Pritchett. Still can't get one to go. Rhode Island. And they're forcing long outside jumpers.
Well, partner, on this right side of the floor, right in front of us, the foot movement of the 2 bigs of Rhode Island to keep that ball in front of them and then contesting a shot from 30 feet.
Iverson breaks free and is fouled by McGarity. Under 2 minutes to go, the Rams can push the lead to 10. LeBron's ready to pay a visit to MSG to take on Carmelo and the Knicks. Coverage tips off with NBA Countdown. Presented by Straight Talk Wireless. That's at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, 8:30 Eastern. It's NBA Saturday primetime on ESPN and ABC. You can always watch it on the ESPN app and watch ESPN as well. Biggest games of the season with the biggest stars of the NBA every Saturday night. Minute 59 to go. The foul was on Peyton Aldridge, actually, so that's it. He has fouled out. Now they're going to go take a look at it and let's see. That's the discussion. Is it on McGarity or Aldridge? That's the question. I think it was on McGarity, but that would be his third, because if it's on Aldridge, he is fouled out. So let's take a look at it again. Aldridge. Yeah, it's not on him. It's on McGarity, his third foul. They called it on Aldridge. That's not the case.
Iverson cleared out that side, and Gudmundsson could not help. Why? Because E.C. Matthews is on that strong side. If you help, it's an easy draw and kick. Allows Iverson to get downhill on the blow-by. Once again, free throws are at a premium late in the game. Iverson split a pair his last trip. Has a chance for 2 here.
Now this Rhode Island team here, Jason, it was talked a lot about early, and they lost a couple games in conference play, dipped a little bit. But when I looked at the standings, I said, okay, that's 2 losses. There's 18 conference games.
Yeah.
I mean, who's going to finish, this year? I mean, they may, but who's going to finish 16-2? There's such a tough league that, okay, you got a couple out of the way early. This Ram team is really starting to turn it on now, especially the way they're playing defense.
Well, defensively, they've been stout throughout the season. But when your star begins to believe in himself and get healthy, you can become a dangerous basketball team. And we've seen the emergence of E.C. Matthews tonight.
24-6 run, and those are all the shots that Davidson has been getting, just outside bombs, not getting it done. And they're now 4 of 22 from 3-point range tonight.
And Dan Hurley implored his team that last possession. Defend, sit down, show your hands, do not pick up cheap fouls. The 5 guys on the floor took that cue from their general. Great defensive stand, a hot contest, and 5 guys boxing out for a key rebound here late.
How much of this was the Rhode Island defense down the stretch tightening up, and then Davidson just getting away from their offense? Or it was because of the Rhode Island defense. I mean, they were making some plays. Now they're settling for deep bombs from three-point range.
Well, I think it's toughness. I think the toughness of Rhode Island defensively to step up and follow the game plan. They took away the rolls to the baskets. They took away the transition opportunities. They forced the others of Davidson to beat them over 40 minutes, building now a 10-point lead. And when you defend, it becomes fun. And now your offense gets going. Just completely frustrating Jack Gibbs throughout this game. And I can't say enough, Jeff Doughton, a freshman, stepping up, carried this team offensively in the first half. More importantly, he's picked up 94 feet and pressured Jack Gibbs throughout this game.
What a stat there. Fewest combined points by these two prior to tonight was 29. It's only 17 in action here. Remember at the half, Gibbs had 8, Aldridge had 5, so they had 13 combined points. They've only scored a combined 4 points in this second half. The top 2 scorers in the Atlantic 10.
Coaches love to play percentages. If you take away the head of the 2 best players, can the others beat you by themselves? They've proven here in the second half, no. You needed your star players to step up and make plays, make shots. Aldridge has been completely taken out of the game. And Doughton, as well as the 4 guys behind him, have made life miserable on Jack Gibbs for a full 39 minutes now.
But it's to your point, once they took away the rolls to the basket and the transition play, because Gibbs and Aldridge were getting their teammates involved in that area. Once they clamped down on that, their stellar defense on those 2 continued, and that's how they got this lead up to 10, now 11 points.
Well, role players are role players for a reason. They need someone to create opportunities for them. Jack Gibbs has shown a great ability to do that, finding guys rolling to the basket, the big sprinting down rim to rim. But when Rhode Island took that away after that first 4 minutes in the second half, regrouped. They've got stops, they've connected on rebounds, and offensively, they've stepped up and made plays.
Gibbs, and he's going to go to the free throw line, and finally they try to get something inside, but with just 1:03 to go, it's going to be tough now. 68-57.
Well, still a lot of time to go. You look at the struggles Rhode Island has had shooting free throws. Jack Gibbs can make 2 here. It's a 3-possession ball game, and again, if you're fouling early in the clock and Rhode Island can't convert, you have a chance. But not if you're going to step to the line. Your best player has struggled in every facet of the game, even easy shots at the foul line from an 85% foul shooter.
7 of 10 tonight. It's been one of those nights. 1:03 to go. Martin with 4 fouls, and that's the other job that Rhode Island's done, been able to keep their players on the court. I mean, they had foul trouble early. I mean, we saw Coach Hurley, upset every time out, saying, look at the scoreboard, it's 6-2 in fouls. And I know coaches get frustrated by that sometimes, and sometimes it is 6-2 in fouls, so you never know. It's not the official's job to make it even. It's like sometimes that's the case, but they weathered the storm and they were able to get through it here tonight.
Well, most of the time the aggressor is going to win out, and I thought Rhode Island has shown to be the aggressor for a larger part of this contest, especially defensively. You stick to your principles, you're going to have a chance. The 50-50 plays just like that one there. Davidson gets an offensive rebound, but it's poked away, and somehow Rhode Island comes away with it. That's how you win games on the road.
And the struggles on the free throw line, too. They're going to have to try to clean that up, because in a closer ball game, it's really going to hurt them. And they left a lot at the free throw line tonight. This is their 30th free throw attempt. They've hit 16. This could be a 20-point game right now. 68-57. Aldridge. And the frustration certainly has set in for Davidson here tonight in this one.
Bob McKillop says, don't foul. But, partner, look at the distance. It's not just Davidson's taking three-point shots. We know they want to shoot it from 3. Look how far out they've been pushed by this Rhode Island defense. Excellent defensive performance.
Not going to hit everything from NBA range. Even Gibbs and Aldridge, the way they've shot this year, didn't have the night they wanted. Doughton did, though. That's 19 for him, for the freshman. 21 for Matthews. They both led the way for Rhode Island. And just nothing went the way. And again, evident there of Aldridge, finally, with 5.4 seconds left. And Rhode Island with a monster road win with their fans behind the bench, the only ones making noise now, as it's the Rams 70 and Davidson 59 with a big-time Atlantic 10 win here on the road to go to 7-3 in the A-10.
Just another Friday night in the A-10. Every game is going to be hotly contested. It takes toughness to win. It takes togetherness to win on the road. We saw both from this Rhode Island ball club here at Belk Arena.
The Rams tie Richmond at 7-3 in the A-10, both a half a game out of first place. That's all for us. The 2017 State Farm All-Star Football Challenge is next. Have a great night, everyone.